What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Acts of Creation. And on this week's lesson, we're going to take a look at Pet from A Perfect Circle. Alright everybody, this is going to be a real fun one of my favorite Perfect Circle songs. We will be going through both guitar parts simultaneously through the song. Alright, please follow along with the tabs down in the description box below. You can find multiple links to my website and my Patreon. You can get the PDF and Guitar Pro tabs there. Okay, I highly recommend following along. Okay, so tuning. We are in C sharp standard tuning. Most all Perfect Circle songs are in that tuning, just like the other two that we did, and we will continue from there, okay? So that is standard tuning, just everything down a step and a half. 1, 2, 3 half steps, okay? C sharp standard tuning, okay? So let's jump in, okay? So the song starts off right with this nice little C sharp minorish kind of riff. If we were in standard tuning, it would be E minor, right? Power chords around open, 2 and 3. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a couple hits, 3 hits on the 2nd fret. Right? So you're going to do a little quick O2, O2. O2, O2. Okay? And that second time you're going to slide up to 3 and back down. 3 opens. Okay? That's the riff. Ready? Okay? And you want to make sure that when the part that goes O2, O2, that part you're gonna palm mute that open chord, okay? So that is the opening riff. You do it twice. So the only difference between the riff as you repeat this is that right there. The first time you just hammer on that 12th fret. And then you're gonna do that fill next time. So it's 7 on the D string, C sharp string, but on the 4th string. So it's 7, 9, 7, 7, and you're going to double up the 7 on the 4th string. That's the opening riff, okay? So that's the rhythm guitar, and the lead guitar over this, alright, is going to be playing this unison bend without the bend, right? So usually the unison bend, say 12 on the high string, 15 on the B. Okay, we're not going to bend it, we're just going to pick that out. Alright, so you're just picking out 15, 12, 15, 12, 15, 12. And then you're going to play the 11 on the G string, on the 3rd string. And then I like to play the octave of that as that note hangs there, and then slightly give it a nice gradual bend there. And then there is a variation on it. It's the same notes, you're just going to end up playing that high 14 fret. And then you grab the 14th fret on the D string, okay? So let me play the lead part of the opening. That is the opening part, okay? Cool. Into the verse. The verse, you have a nice little clean guitar. I'm just going to lower my volume down a little bit, but it is a clean sound. Put some chorus on it, reverb delay a little bit, give it a little bit of flutter, some modulation, and you'll be right on it. Alright, so we're going to be in 2nd position, and the chord is 2, 4, 4, open. One of my favorite chords. Way back in the Machine Head days, they used to use this chord all the time. I love it because you get the dissonance between that 4th fret of the 4th string and that open 3rd string. You get that nice dissonant sound. Really great. Okay, so that's the verse. You're just going to pick that chord out. Okay, so it's the first 2 notes down, second 2 notes up. So you just pick through. And then you grab the low string. Let it ring, do it again. Fill. And that's all it is a power chord on the 3rd fret. root note, 5th. Back to that, and then you just repeat. Cool, and then you're gonna go into that part, okay? Which is like a nice little segue riff. And there's a couple of different ways you can play these chords, that you can voice these chords on the guitar. Let's do this. You know, if you have a different way of these voicings, that's fine. All right. Open A, what would be your A string, your 5th string. So power chord, and then open B string. All of these chords are essentially these little add 2 chords. All right. So you have one on A, one on B, or the 2nd fret, and then one on the 2nd fret of the low strings. Okay, and that's your segue back into the chorus, which is the opening riff of the song. Okay, so I'm not going to explain that again. Just you do it again. Okay, but we will jump over to the lead guitar part, back into the verse. Okay, because there's one little melody that the lead player does. Okay, so the lead player cuts off when the verse starts, but when the vocals kick in, the line is "Don't fret, precious, I'm here." So we're gonna play 7 on the B string. And we're gonna do that. 7, 9, 10, power chord, 12 to 14. And then play 11 on the 4th string, 8 on the 4th string. And those notes go over that part. Okay? So you're back into the chorus, right? All that good stuff. And the lead guitar is going on. So there is a subtle difference now in the lead part. In the opening of the song, it was 12 and 15 both times, right? So this time, the first one's going to be 12 and 15, and then the second one's going to move down a step in the scale, so it's going to be 10 and 14. Okay? So the first time it's 15 and 12. Same as the beginning, and then the second time it's going to be 14 and 10, and that extra note is going to be on 12, the high string. And everything, those 2 notes are the same, the 11 and the 14. It's still the same, okay? So coming out of that, we have the same fill. The only difference is, instead of doing this, that one, it's going to be a little different. I kind of like to play it up in 12th position. We do that one this time. So I like to play it up here. And that is 12 and 14, 14 and 15, down the 12. So it's 12, 14, 14, 15, 15, 14. Okay? So now we're back into the verse. It's the same concept in the rhythm guitar. It's the same chords, he's going to pick a little bit more of it now. Okay? So we're going to go. So instead of just holding the open note out there, we're actually going to pick out 0240. And you can play 044 if you like, just to mimic that opening riff. It's hard to tell which one is which, if there is a difference between the two, whether they are playing one or the other. Go with whichever one you like, because they both sound really good and no one's going to know the difference. Right, and that's the fill that time. So you're going to play the 3rd fret, 4040 on the 4th string. And you can pull that off and then repeat it. Segue riff. We play that nice little D sus. Right? And you can either play it 5, 7, 9. A little D add 9 chord, or you can play it 5, like a bar chord, and you play 5, 7, skip a string 5. Notes are the same, and then the chords are the same. that time it's a little different there. There's one little measure that's different, right? So you have this A chord, the B, the F sharp in standard tuning, right? But now the second time you go through that, so you play, so you play 3 to 2 on your B string, open A or open 5th string, open high string, back to that low chord, and then it just repeats. And then the last time you're just gonna play that one note. Okay? Awesome. So that's verse 2. Okay, slight variation of verse 1. Right? It's a great songwriting tool. You have an idea, you repeat it the first time, then you bring it back, but it's slightly different. Very nice stuff. Okay, so now let's talk about what the lead guitar is doing over that entire section. Okay, so the first riff, the first verse, the guitar player really wasn't playing much. The second player, so the second verse, he comes in and he's playing that this fill. Hang on 9, hang on 7, rest for 3 measures. Okay, and then you're going to play 5, 5, 4, 2, 5, 4. Okay, so you have that little fill, power chord on that. Same idea, just slide it down to the second fret, back up. 1, 2, 3. And I like to grab that E note because that's going to line up with that. Okay, so that's that little fill there. And just like the first verse where we went 11 to 8, right? We're going to be kind of playing off that again, but there's a little more development here. Okay, so we're going to do 3 measures of this note. 1. That is that part. Okay, so we're going to be on our D string, 11, 3 measures, and then we're counting a 3 for each one. So 3 measures of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you can do a little 12, 11. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then it's 9, 12, 11. So I'll do that again. 1, 2, 3. And then you move down to 8 and then slide down to 4. 9 and 4. And then you have this little 5, 4, 7 on the A. And you can play this a lot of different ways. I just like to play it here. You hold that pen and you release it back into the chorus. Again, the chorus is the same as the other parts, so we're not going to go in it. But the lead guitar, just like it was 12-12 the first time, 12-10 the second time, the third chorus is actually 10-14 both times. So now we have a little breakdown section, and the one guitar is going to go back to a nice clean tone, and you have this little chord right here. Starting on our 4th string, 4, 6, 5. Okay? So you have this 4, 6, 4, 6, 4, 6, 4, 5. 4, 5, 4, 6. On your D string, 4 to 6. And then bar and play that 6 on the D string. And then you have this little shape like major 6 shape, 7 on the A string, skip a string 6. Minor 7 shape, 5 and 5. Okay, so you're going to do that 4 or 5 times, and then the very last time as it segues out, you're going to play 4, 6, and then hit 7, a half step up. And then end up on this little power chord right here, 7 and 10. So now the lead part over the breakdown is riff. Very simple, right? We're going to be on our third string, our G string, and we're going to be on 14, 13, and 11 are the frets that we're going to be playing. Okay? And the feel slightly changes. You can almost think of it as like a slow quarter pulse feel, and then a faster eighth note feel if that helps you keep track. Right? So it's going to be 14 and 13, quarter note feel, slow, like a 1. And then let's double time that, even though we're not changing tempos, and play 4, 3 here. Alright, so you're going to count as almost straight 4s is the first time, and then 3, you cut it short. And then you slide down to 11. Okay, so you're going to do that a couple times, and then the very last time, you slide up to 16, and then you start playing an octave. And you want to raise your volume and push here, because here is when you're going to go into the guitar solo. So for the guitar solo, we're going to play a nice chunky riff down here. We're going to be jumping from the low string, 2nd fret, all the way up, basically an octave to 9 and 10. Okay? Okay? That's the rhythm guitar part for this part. So I'm going to talk about the rhythm guitar all the way out, because it's basically this riff and one more, and then we're done, and then we'll backtrack and we'll do the lead over, okay? So we have the second. You can do 2 dead notes, they're really low, you don't have to play them at all. And then 10, 9 on the 5th string. 0, 2, 0. 10, 9, 7. 3, 3, 4. Okay, I'll play that again. Second time around, you just slide up from 7 to 12. Rinse and repeat. All right, very simple riff. So we're coming out of that. So we're going to be in 5th position, 5, 7, 2. 5, 7, 2. And there's some slight things, there's some slight variations going through, right? So it's going 5, 7, 2. Give a little O2 in the middle there. And then we're going to go 5, 7, 8, 7. Same exact thing, just a little 7/8 was the difference. And you repeat that, and that's all it is, all right? So then you have the very outro, right? And all you're going back and forth is between this power chord on the 2nd fret, power chord on the open string. And you're going to mute that open power chord. Alright? Awesome. So let's wrap it up. We have the last little guitar solo going on, right? So if you remember, we ended up with the melody on 14, sliding up to 16, playing the octave, and then you have, I would throw on a wah pedal for this, okay, definitely. And we're going to slide from, we're basically, the note is on 14, but we're going to slide in. So it's 14, 13, 14, 13, 11. It's the same thing you were doing before, except now with full distortion and wah pedal and all that kind of stuff. So you got this nice little rhythm, ba 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 ba, and drop it down a note. Then you drop it down to 11, right? So you do that a couple times through, and then the outro. 16, 18, and 19. So we have that, so we now have the second half of the solo. 9, 11, 9, 8. Right, so it's 11, 9, 14, 13. 11, 9, 8, 9, 8. Slide down to 4, stay there, 2 to 4, 7, 4, 2, 4, and then 2, 4, 6, 4. 8, 9, 11. Here you start playing octaves on that note, slide up to it. Same melody, 11, 9, 8, 9, 8. Hit it 4 times. Repeat that 4 times. And then that 4th time, slide up to 14 into the opening, into the outro riff. And there you go. Pet. Awesome. We made it, guys. We made it through. It's a long one. I know there's a lot of parts. It's a little tough to memorize depending on which rhythm, which guitar you're playing, because there's a lot of little changing details. Work on your volume, dynamics. Don't go full metal distortion because you don't need it, right? Dial it back down a little bit. Give it a little atmosphere, some dynamics. All right? So, like I said before, down in the description below, you can find a link to my website, my Patreon. You get all sorts of PDF and Guitar Pro tabs there. Okay? So, as always, let me know what you come up with. And until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.